What is up, everybody? Smooth, and today's video we have Jax in the jungle. So Jax did receive buffs many patches ago, but I'll have to say I really do enjoy Jax, and just like the title says, I personally think that he probably is one of the best scaling champions in the entire game. And right here, early game, we had a really bad early game. And as you can see, our duo lane is already pretty low, and our mid lane is pushed on the turn. So right here, I tried to make a play for the river scuttle. I don't manage to secure it, and I do end up dying. And as you'll be able to see, Ahri does manage to rotate over as Katarina isn't able to. But personally, that was kind of my fault. My duo lane was already very low, and then my mid lane was being pushed on the tower. So overall, just a pretty big mistake on my part. I wasn't looking at the lanes really. I was just looking to try and contest the scuttle. But a pretty big mistake on my part. Something I think just continuously learning. Always got to improve on something. And right here, this is actually really funny because I swear to God, there is absolutely no way that my support would ever do this. Like the fact that Leona was there with Tryndamere, I was absolutely pissed. I was like, why in the world would their support do that? Like, there is no world, no multiversal world where my support would ever do that for me. That was actually insane. So as you can see, early game, I'm having a really rough time. I was already pretty mad that we died. We weren't able to pick up any scuttles. And then right here, Ahri just then managed to put a ward down in my blue. So I didn't notice that at first. So Ahri manages to rotate over, and she picks up a nice easy kill on us. So early game is just very bad, but I just thought to myself that, okay, I just got to try and stay focused and continue on the farming, try to get the farming and try to secure an objective. And that kind of will help our team, right? So right here, the dragon and the Rift Herald is up. And thankfully, the Tryndamere does go for the Rift Herald, and Riven does rotate over. So this is just really good plays by my team overall. Riven rotated over for the dragon, and Tryndamere went for the Rift Herald. So we managed to secure the dragon. But as you can see, my smite missed it. Mainly because I was kind of zoned out at this point. We already died twice in 4 minutes. But like I mentioned, I just tried to stay focused and on the farming and try to scale up as much as possible. So right here we managed to get the Triforce, our first core item. And then this game, what we actually went for was the Sterox Gauge into the Wit's End. And it's honestly a build that I really enjoy, that I might definitely play more with a Jax, or characters like Jax or Vi or even Camille. I might try the Wit's End on Camille a little bit to see how I feel about this build. But it is a build that I think if you play Irelia mid or Baron lane, it is a build that you would go with, where it's like Blade of the Rune King into Wit's End and then Triforce. Or don't even pick up the Trinity Force and go into, Sterox Gauge. So this was a build that I think if you play Irelia, you would be very accustomed to it. You build the Triforce and then Sterox Gauge and then Blade of the Rune King into Wit's End. Also, you can build it on Shyvana as well. I've seen players build it, which is Triforce, Blade of the Rune King into Wit's End, and then Death Dance. That is a build that myself, I have not tried yet. Hopefully I build up the courage to try it. As right here, the Mountain Drake is spawning up in 10 seconds. If you are curious what rank this is Diamond 4, this current lobby. I'm ranking up slowly. I'm currently, I think, at 50 LP right now, Diamond 4. Hopefully I can just, play. I'm not too focused on trying to reach as high as I can. Just trying to, see how far I can get before the season ends again. As there will be also a new patch will be coming with new legends. Personally, I don't like to, see the leaks or be informed of, like, these patches of what's coming. I kind of just like to, when they release, just see what's new. And right here, we managed to jump in, and we do manage to steal the Drake right here. And our team does a fantastic job overall of securing the kills. And then right here, it kind of turns for us. So like I was saying, Jax, in my opinion, has to be one of the best and strongest scaling champions in the entire game. There's legends like Trundamere, Master Yi, Camille, Ezreal, who are really good as time goes on and more items you get. But in terms of maybe tier list, in my opinion, Jax has to be one of the strongest, right? Because no matter how bad you are in the early game, mid game, but once you get a few core items, you scale like a truck, like a train, and it's absolutely insane. And this game right here, it kind of is a boring game, I would say, but it was a really good example of because some legends, when you get that 0-2 start in the jungle, there's really not much potential to jump back, right? Legends like Zinza when I go down 0-2, or Pantheon when I go down 0-2, the potential of actually coming back, even Rengar, Kha'Zix, the potential of actually coming back into the game and making plays for the team is very minimum. But players like Jax or Camille, right, like legends like this, even though you're down 0-2, you get your Triforce, you get your Sterox Gauge, you still have the ability to help your team win team fights or steal objectives, which is really nice. As right here, the second item we go for is the Sterox Gauge, and of course we pick up the Tenacity Boots, and then the next item we go for is the Wit's End. But this game was a very short game, only 14 minutes, because our team did manage to do very good overall. You could say we carried us, because our damage this game was actually absolutely horrible. We only had about 7,000 damage overall this entire game. Say our team did a really good job. They kind of carried us, not gonna lie, we got carried this game. But overall, a good example of Jax, really. I guess if you're that type of player that likes scaling champions, that enjoys scaling champions, then Jax definitely is a champion for you, right? But myself, I feel that sometimes it gets to the point where you just want to try to win early game as much as possible. With Lee Sin being the best jungler in the game, he can pretty much gank, roam anything at level 2, level 3. So it's really hard to play these champions sometimes. So you gotta match them and try to go just with strong champions, Camille, Pantheon, that have really good early game. That way you kind of can scale throughout the entire game. But right here we got a pretty good game with Jax overall. And right here we back, and then we pick up the Wit's End. And the game kind of ends. This is the build that we have, and we end up just deciding to go for the Proto Belt because the game was pretty much one-sided at this point. Our team is doing really well. So even though, your early game is pretty bad, you don't manage to get any scuttles, you die, just try to focus on the farming, especially with a champion like Jax, where you scale like a truck. Then in the late game, you do pretty well overall. And we managed to secure the Inferno Drake. And just like this, we do have the Baron buff, so we just split push and we managed to end the games nice and easy. But besides Jax, I would say legends, Camille, Trundamere are really good as well. Really hard, strong scaling champs as well. Now in the category, I would definitely put Jax as one of the strongest, right? Like Master Yi or Trundamere. Jax has to definitely be one of the best, right? He's just one of the, and I enjoy him a lot. I really wish that they maybe buff him even more because I enjoy playing champions like this. And Jax was one of the early jungle champions that I actually picked up. As right here we got a nice little combo, flash, jump, and then activate our stun onto Teemo. We managed to pick up the kill, and right here we just ended the game. So pretty boring game, I would say, but a really good example of Jax overall, his scaling potential, because early game we died twice, and with some legends it's really hard to bounce back. But with Jax, just focus on the farming, get your core items, and then you will be pretty good overall. And as you can see, our damage was horrible, not even 7k. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.